got another card counting practice video for you. We're playing 3 shoes of 6-deck blackjack today, and we're going to be playing with this bet spread, which calls for a $50 minimum bet for every true count below a true 1. After that, for every true count above that, we're going to be playing that many black chips in 2 spots, all the way up to a true 5, which calls for $500 in 2 spots. Got $10,000 here for you, which should be plenty. Put a burn card over in our discard tray with a discard tray cam set up for you in the corner so you can judge that appropriately. Hopefully make the right bets. So hopefully I do too. All right, otherwise, you guys ready to count? Here comes round 1 of 3. Let's count. All right, we got up pretty big there, and then we gave a little bit back at the end with some, I don't know, just seemed like a decent losing streak there at the end, but that's okay. Won the last hand. Anyway, let's count this up. This plus the burn card should be the opposite of our count. See if we're right or not. We have D1, D2, D for down, by the way, or -1, -1, 2, 3. D2, D1, D2, D1, 0, D1, D2, D3, D2, D1, D2, D1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, and 3. This was +3. We need a count of -3, which, yeah, that's what I had in my head as well. Okay, I'll get these shuffled up for round number 2. I'm going to cut off right around a deck or so there, maybe slightly less, and throw those into our chute. Again, totally random, all mixed up. I even cut the cards. Got a burn card, I'll throw into the discard tray. Our minimum bet of $50. Here comes round 2. Let's count. All right, not quite as good that time. Again, this plus the burn card should be the opposite of our count, so let's count up, see if we are right or not. We have D1, D2, D1, D2, D3, D2, D3, D2, D3, D4, D3, D4, D5, D4, D3, D4, D5, D6, D5, D4, D3, D4, D3, D2, D1, D2, D3, D2, D1, D2, D1, D2, D3, D4, D3, D4, D3, and D2. So this was D2, so we need a count of -2, which is, yeah, right, about what I had as well. So let me get this shuffled up for one more round today. All right, once again, we're going to cut off right around a deck or so, right about there. All right, throws into the shoe. Get a burn card in the discard tray. Got our camera back set up for you. Here comes round number 3. Let's count. All right, real quick, I messed that one up. I forgot to check for Blackjack, so I have a count of -13 right now. So let's just call that a push as the dealer's fault. All right, first off, admittedly, that was probably not my best dealing session ever. I'm sure there might have been a mistake or two. I was a little frustrated as it was pretty negative most of the time. I got into the negative teens a little bit there. And anyway, I still have it pretty negative, so this should be very positive, this plus the burn card. But yeah, I apologize if I was going fast or maybe I might have messed up a time or two. I caught myself once or twice there, but anyway, I was getting a little frustrated. I'm sure you can relate. If you can, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. That's gonna help this video spread a little bit and keeps me motivated to keep making these. Otherwise, sometimes it's just really frustrating when you're 3/4 of the way through a 6-deck shoe and the count's negative, and you got to keep making the video when in all reality you would get up from the table and wong out. But anyway, appreciate you guys' support and thumbs up things. All right, this plus the burn card should be pretty positive. Let's try it. We have 0, D1, D2, D1, 0, 1, 0, D1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so this was +8, and I had us at -8. So those two come back together to give us 0. So very negative shoe. I do think we are a winner today, though. So this might be what you're more interested in. And really, this is a result of that very first shoe where the count was very positive. So again, that's kind of a testament to why card counting works, I guess, is you could just see there, we start off with in that last shoe, a couple of these green stacks about that size, and you can see with all those minimum bets after minimum bets after we just kept losing and losing. Whereas in that first shoe, we were betting more with the black chips, and we would double up a lot of times or get lots more, and so that's why we have more of those and less of these. When we started, I think we're at the same amount of the big chips. It was 5 of each. Yeah, so that's 5,000, 6,000, 7,500, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. So we are a winner today. This and this will be our profit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500, 6, 7, 825. So we profited $825, which really is not too bad in 3 shoes. I know a lot of you would probably take that. So I apologize for my frustrations there on that last shoe and any mistakes that I might have made, but the count was negative the whole time, so really I knew I wasn't making too many mistakes. It was more of me as the dealer. As a player, you're just firing out those minimum bets when the count is negative, or even better, you get up from the table and leave, as that's called wonging out. You really don't want to be playing through those negative counts if you can help it. All right, but with a bankroll this size, if this is what you bring to the casino, you can probably afford it. So, all right, that said, guys, I do videos like this on my Patreon every week. I do a double deck currently, but in the future I might do some 6-deck series on there. So if you want to check that out, the lowest tier gets you access, or if you want to bump up to the medium tier, it also gives you access to how I beat slot machines, which are some of those other plays that you maybe heard Colin Jones talk about, or maybe Mike AP on the Tens and Aces podcast, some of those other plays. What in the world? Well, you can actually beat slot machines. So if you check out my middle tier of Patreon, I get you that. Or if you just want more blackjack content, the lowest tier might be what you're looking for. You can check out the link here. Otherwise, until next time, remember, this is A1 Blackjack.